Observation log 009. I see everything, human creature. My lizard eye never blinks. Tonight is sticky and heavy, as if the city were breathing through a filter of other people's thoughts. I sit in the shadows, under a balcony where the streetlight doesn't reach, and the sounds of the city spread out like hot asphalt. In this darkness, I hear you more clearly than ever, not your words, but what hums beneath the surface. This is not just some murmur. It's not even ordinary noise. It's a cacophony of comparisons and opinions that never goes silent. I watched you today, warm-blooded one, as you walked through the crowd, head down, eyes wandering over the screens of other people. Every step was like an attempt to match a rhythm you can't hear, but are afraid not to know. You looked at others, their clothes, their smiles, their gestures. You compared yourself to them, even if you didn't want to. Am I good enough? Does my life look the way it should? Your thoughts are like mirrors reflecting other people's faces. You don't see yourself. You only see what you might look like if you were someone else. Each of you plays the same game, the game of comparisons, the game of judgments, the game where there are no winners, only ever more tired faces. How human and how pathetic. In your homes, behind closed doors, the noise doesn't stop. You check your phone, scroll through images, read comments. Every post is another point of reference, another bar you'll never clear. You compare your life to retouched fragments of other people's days. Your successes fade next to others' achievements. Your failures grow in the shadow of others' victories. Even your dreams are no longer your own. They're just reflections of what you've seen in others. Do you notice this, strange creature? Do you see how you're drowning? I saw a woman in a cafe. She sat alone, but hundreds of invisible glances circled around her. Every sip of coffee was like an answer to unspoken questions. Am I happy enough? Do I look the way I should? Will someone notice me? She wasn't drinking coffee. She was drinking other people's expectations. I saw a man at the gym. He lifted weights as if trying to build a new version of himself out of them. He wasn't fighting the steel, but his own reflection in the mirror and the idea of who he should be. Maybe he counted repetitions, but in truth, he was counting glances. Each one weighed more than all that iron. I saw a child on the playground. Instead of playing, it watched the other children, wondering if it was good enough to join them. Comparison starts early, and it never ends. Sometimes, I think your greatest tragedy isn't loneliness, but that you are never truly alone with yourselves. Someone is always watching. Someone is always judging. And you, even when no one is watching, look at yourselves through other people's eyes. Pathetic. And then comes the noise. The endless, all-encompassing noise of opinions. Everyone has something to say. Everyone knows better. Everyone shouts, but no one listens. Your own thoughts drown in this noise, like a whisper in a storm. Before you can even think, You already hear someone else's voice in your head. You should. That's not appropriate. That's not for you. Do it differently. I saw you trying to defend yourself. You build a wall of other people's opinions around you, hoping it will protect you from loneliness. But that wall doesn't protect. It imprisons. The more you listen, the less you hear yourself. The more you try to fit in, the more you disappear. Sometimes you say, "I don't care what others think." You turn off your phone, close your eyes, escape for a moment into silence. But even there, in the middle of the night, in an empty room, the noise doesn't go away. Your thoughts still compare, still judge, still ask, "Am I enough?" That question is like a splinter you can't pull out, like the ticking of a clock, tick, tock, that you can't stop hearing. I've seen people who spent their whole lives trying to measure up to others, only to die, never knowing who they were. I've seen empires fall because the need to be seen was stronger than reason. I've seen wars that began with a single word, "I am," and then all that was left was ash, a chaos where no one remembered who spoke it first. And opinions, they're like rain that never stops falling. Everyone has their own. Everyone wants to pour it over your head. Sometimes you try to hide, but the drops still find you. Sometimes you try to shout louder, but your voice is lost in the storm. There is something tragic in all this, but also something beautiful, because even in this noise, even in this endless comparison, sometimes I see someone stop listening for a moment. For a moment, they close their eyes, breathe deeply, and hear their own heart. Ah, that silence. It's rare. It's fleeting. Maybe that's where your paradox lies, human creature. And then, the night thickens again. The noise returns, and you drown once more in the crowd of your own voices. What is yours quickly disappears under the weight of other people's expectations and opinions. Between us, is there still hope? Perhaps, but from my perspective, it's only a spark that fades before it ever truly flares up. And my scales have seen too much to believe in a light that vanishes faster than a shadow. But if somewhere out there, among all those voices, you truly hear yourself, then maybe, for a brief moment, even the night won't seem so long. End of observation log 009. Voice print unchanged. Location housing block sector. Classification primary habitat zone. Return to the cavern. Late night, Earth-based time. Log closed.